church has helped us to manage our depression. I think that why that may not be a problem, that what that will be more important is for us to get angry and come out of that depression. And that is where we have not been able to be. And I think that's what we're talking about. Because the idea is to come out of that. You can't manage it. I'm trying to say that the money, this thing we're talking about, is not about United Kingdom. It's not about US. It's not about China. It's not about anywhere. It's here. Here. If you can win here, forget it. Let me say this. If you travel and you don't know what you're going to do abroad, you'll be so frustrated. I'm sorry. Don't be deceived with what you see on Facebook. So I want us to know that international is already here. It starts from you. You are the one that will preserve your own salvation. You are the one that will work it out. You are the one that will till the ground. First of all, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Pastor, once again for this opportunity. I want to remind you that this meeting is not like last night, so I'm not going to be shouting. Okay? Don't worry. Okay, I was told to talk about maximizing international opportunity for career advancement. If you can permit me, can I say that international has to do with where you are? So consider where I'm coming from. I'm international at the moment because I'm coming local to here. Okay? So when I left here to there, that is international. So international, everywhere is international. That's the point I want to make. So the issue of international, I don't want you to think, because this idea of thinking I'm here, you are less privileged. Again, that's religion. Okay? I was watching John Dana and say, okay, people like say, let's swap. Because we need to swap. What I saw, I need a swap now. So what I mean is that don't think about international as where you have to make money. I will quote some scripture, but I'm not going to read them. The idea is, I'm hoping that in these few minutes, I'll bring some practical things. Maybe I should say this. Don't be deceived with what you see on Facebook. When I'm at work, I tell people, I say, this picture now is the one you should put on Facebook, not the other one. Because this person I'm seeing at work, you are frustrated, you are complaining, but after you have, you put it on Facebook, why are you deceiving people? Are you guys following what I'm saying? I'm trying to say that the money, this thing we are talking about, is not about United Kingdom. It's not about US. It's not about China. It's not about anywhere. It's here. Here. If you can win here, forget it. So that's what I want to show. So I want to start by telling us, I think that there is something that church has done to some extent perfectly well. And that in itself is also an indication that our curriculum is faulty. I will explain it this way. Church has helped us to manage our depression. We can manage it very well. Oh, there is something that, was it John Dana that said, that's, you know what that thing means? You are able to manage. Are you getting me? Oh, God knows why I'm going through this. So church has done that perfectly well, including my mom. She, everybody believed that, all okay. So, but the problem I have with that is, because by the way, that's why even in this city, even in this country, we are unable to tell the government what they need to hear. We think they have the power, but that's not true. The day, you see, the citizen of Nigeria, the day we wake up and say, you know what, keep that your money, that's how you are going to see that even a politician is handicapped. They are not as strong as you think. The word that makes them strong is because we are still, are you getting me? because the power is in our hands. So the point I'm trying to say is that church has made us to manage that depression. I think that why that may not be a problem, that what that will be more important is for us to get angry and come out of that depression. And that is where we have not been able to be. And I think that's what we're talking about. Because the idea is to come out of that. You can manage it. If that is a situation you find yourself, fine, but manage it. Time will fail me to tell you some of my stories, okay? But what I'm telling you, they are practical things, okay? Now, I want us to see ourselves. I'm trying to get to the international opportunity, but before then, I want to lay this foundation. I want us to see ourselves as seeds. When you see orange seed, you see mango seed, you see any type of seed, that's who we are. Basically, when you look at the creation, you are looking at yourself. Let me explain it this way. If you have orange seed, one orange seed, what that orange seed needs is not international opportunity. What that orange seed needs is a right environment. Do you understand? That right environment could be international. But that's why I said that international depends on the location. If somebody at work call me, I'm international. Do you get the point? So that orange seed, once you put the orange seed in the right environment, I guarantee you one thing. That orange seed don't need prayer. That orange seed, inside it, that is what that make God God, has the capability to produce not that seed, but is going to produce different fruits, and each of the fruits will have different seeds that still have the same ability to produce the same thing. That's business, and that is who we are. Now, the reason why I'm saying some of this thing is because I believe I'm not a traditional person. I don't follow crowd, to be honest. That's where I see myself from day one. I don't. So, because I can tell you that many people who are in the UK, at least who I am, are frustrated. They don't tell you. I'm telling you now. Including me. There was a time in fact, let me say it here. I told my wife, I said, if not these children, I'll leave you guys here. What are we doing here? Do you know how many times I tell my wife, what am I doing here? No, you think everything is money. When you get that thing you call money, you will find that there's another part of life that until you lay hold of it, you don't know who you are. So you think because someone has 10 billion, the person is happy. You don't know what life is. So that is why, in my own opinion, okay, maybe I should put it this way. When you see a fish, you bring a fish out of the river. What the fish does? It will be restless, right? Man is looking for himself. Everything that is causing you restless is because you are looking for yourself. The day you find yourself, you become rest. And that time, you'll be ready to die. You see this thing we're holding life. When you find your true self, death is, you call it, you are ready to go. So I'm trying to say, so what I'm trying to debunk is for us to come out of, Abba, someone in US is better, leave that thing. I'm telling you now. In fact, after my PhD, I was depressed because I found out that the PhD cannot give me what I thought the PhD can give me. So the real PhD is me, not the certificate. Okay. So it depends on the location. Now, what I would like to say is that career advancement is not an ambition. It's not an ambition. They say you are ambitious. No, that's why I say you are a seed. You are a seed. That orange seed cannot be restless until it produces that thing that is inside it. So when you are doing something, it looks like you're ambitious. No. So when we talk about career advancement, that's not being ambitious. That's actually who you are. That's your natural person. It becomes wrong when you cannot even do it. And that's what I meant yesterday. That in itself is a sin. If orange seed cannot produce orange, that is a sin because it didn't meet up with the mark. Okay? Now, I want you to know that so career advancement is not an ambition, but permit me to say that career advancement is not a goal. I know we can, that's the best way to, because some of this is a limit in language. So career advancement is not a goal. Set a goal. Yeah, that's fine. To help you to be able to locate your personality and live the life that you're supposed to live. Some of the things we are talking about, don't forget, it's because man is the nature though. We don't need all this conversation. This is all this creating way. All this is our natural. This is our natural. This is something we're supposed to do naturally. So all this discussion is because that thing that the serpent did in the Garden of Eden is what the whole thing pastor is trying to do, to reprogram us back to Eden. Because when you go back to Eden, we don't need this conversation. It comes out naturally. Okay? All right. So rather, I believe that career advancement is a kingdom expression. That is who you are. Okay? Now, we must know that there's no difference between your career advancement and your Christian life. This is one of the biggest problems we have. Okay, I started a company, and so I was doing it as a Christian. But now people think I'm not doing it as a Christian. That's fine. So, because you come and tell me, my brother, I don't have money. Hey, those things. Then I do it. But I found out they were cheating me. They had money. They had money. And some of them say that you are my mentor, you are my father in the UK. Once they get that thing they are looking for, they ran away. It took me time to realize that what we call Christian lifestyle is us not meeting the mark. I am saying, if you bring a business proposal, even as a member in church, you know what you can do. You know your capability. Give me your bill. If I cannot pay, let me go. We can still come and shake hands in church. It is my word. So right now, with the little thing I do in the UK, I started with £2. I can talk to you. And people were doing something. I increased it. So the more they make it difficult, the more I increase it. I wasn't going low. So right now, for me to talk to you, like for us to chat, £50 per hour. If you say you don't want to pay, that is fine. We are not quarreling. I told them, I said, when we come to ministry, I can talk to you as long as you want. But when it comes to this money thing, business thing, it is in fact, it's not even Dr. EMMANUEL OGBODO, it is Too Good Consultant Limited. I remove myself from it. The point I'm saying is that thing is who we are. We are not trying to, it's not like you are being difficult. Basically, even if it is your loved ones who cannot help you to go to where you are going, push them aside and get someone else to get the work done. Leave sentiment out of what you are doing. I said yesterday, God is not as emotional as you think. If he is, by now your cry, he would have come and help you. So if God does not help you with all this your cry, one thing is certain, he's not that emotional. Is that okay? All right. So I want to say something as I move on. Did you read a scripture that said, work out your own salvation? That is troubling. You gave me salvation and you want me to work it out. What does that really mean? Okay, I'm going to go back to some things that I wrote down, if you don't mind, quickly. So, to work out your own salvation, which you can see in the book of Philippians chapter 2 from verse 12. Salvation means to be preserved, preservation. In other words, work out your own preservation. The way you preserve food. Bible is telling you, preserve your own salvation I gave you. It is your responsibility, now that you have received it, to preserve it. Now, it is also to deliver from harm, deliver from ruin or loss, deliver from sin and its consequences. Now, it is also restoration. But the area I want to pay attention is work out. The word work out is to cultivate. That means it's intentional. You cultivate. I am talking about the Father, because where I'm driving this to, in Father, by the time I finish, you are going to find out that you are already international. Don't look somewhere else. Because if you can do something with your mind right now, I tell you what you can do from Aba, people will call it from US. It's not about their US. I will tell you the challenges of this area, but I will tell you how we can tackle it. All right. So it is about cultivating. You prepare the land. You do what you can to till the ground. It is your responsibility to till the ground. Therefore, when you want to advance career-wise, don't just look at the government. It starts from you. You are the one that will preserve your own salvation. You are the one that will work it out. You are the one that will till the ground. At this point, I want to say something. For some of you guys that don't know, when the driver was taking me back to her, I was telling the guy, say, all these streets, I hawk there. I hawk in all these streets. Just in case if you don't know, I sold bread and akara. Okay? I sold ogo. Is that what that's vegetable? I sold banana and granite. I sold student handbag. All these streets, I can give you some local names, but let's leave that for another day. Okay? So I did all of that. But as a young boy in Aba, there is something going on here that while I was in Aba, I was not in Aba. So the what I am seeing today is not a miracle. It's something going on in my head. Are you getting me? Until I found out and I couldn't rest. So the point I want to make was that now that it looks like I have traveled, what does it really mean? At which point did the change take place? Not when I traveled. The change, in fact, let me say this. If you travel and you don't know what you're going to do abroad, you will be so frustrated. I'm sorry. I don't want to tell you guys, sir, I've seen people want to jump on the train. I say, calm down. What is this thing? You left. They gave you visa. Calm down. You are here now. People trying to keep. Listen, when you see them on Facebook, don't be moved. Shut your eyes from those things. They are not telling you the truth. In fact, can I tell you, like I said, I'm now. Can I be honest? I don't know about another person. You can never see my picture on Facebook. I don't need to show you that. Because what you call wealth is not in what I'm wearing. What does this thing mean? Don't be deceived. It's mundane. If you see a very wealthy person, if you are not, in fact, if you see they are BA, that's once you greet, not the main people. So I want us to know that international is already here. So now, how do we maximize the opportunity? Because another thing I want to tell you, for you to maximize the opportunity, you must look at the time. You must look at time. The Bible says, add to your faith virtue. Add to your faith virtue. Add to your faith virtue. The other one is work out your own salvation. Nice. You have faith. You know, I used to say it, and I think I still say it. Have you heard someone say that faith is a currency? Faith is a currency. Okay. I'm not sure why God said, add to that currency virtue. There are things when I read in the Bible, I say religion, the biggest problem we have here is that we need to go back. Let something happen here. If something happen here, there is nothing that can stop you. Not one thing. Not the government. Forget it. Now, add to your faith virtue. Now, what it means that the international opportunity you are looking for, you've got to first of all ask yourself, who am I? Where am I going? Don't forget, I said last night, we are different stones. Don't try to be John Daniel. That's not your fashion. Be you. Don't try to be me, because I'm not trying to be you. I want to be myself. I have been fashioned. That God has already said, I'm a seed. That's what I'm saying. I'm a seed. Let's say I'm orange seed. I don't want to bear mango. I want to bear orange. And how will God do that? He will bring in the thought in your head. The problem we now have is that that thought that is coming, you are mixing it with fear. You are not allowing that thought to. Let me tell you, when you get a thought, don't just think about how big that thought is. First of all, write it down. Brood on it. I'll tell you what I tell my wife. Anytime we go to shop, she look at the price tag of the clothes first. I say, don't do that. You are cheating yourself. Appreciate the clothes. Test the clothes. Then look for the price. If you cannot afford it, then you will know that your problem now is that you are unable to afford it. But if you check the price tag first, you will lie to yourself as though you don't like it. I'm being honest to us, because some of these things are some of the things that is. I admire things. There are things I want to do. I know I'm not there yet. So what is my problem? Money. So I help me to be able to see how I can be able to do that. Now I want to tell us something about time, because time is one of the ways you can be able to advance your career. Now when we look at time, I'll tell you my thought. I tell you my thought. Everything God made, he gave everyone equal. Follow me. There is nothing as in here, as I'm standing here, that God gave that is different from anybody you envy. We all have the same time, the same oxygen perhaps. Okay, so everything God gave, he gave it equal. But what you do with that is what that matters. Now you may tell me that this one was born that way, that is but at the end, you are going to find out that we are all the same. But I want you to see time in a different way. To maximize your time and make to advance career-wise, you must see time as stock market. You know stock market? You know the way they trade forex? That is time. Anytime you look at like now you are trading. Time is not 24 hours. It's a stock market. Okay? Time is not just 24 hours, it's a share. You know the way you buy shares? That is time. I'm trying to tell you that's how you advance your career internationally. Because you can decide from tomorrow, I'm going to buy a shares while in Aba to use my time in such a way that I can get invitation in United Kingdom. Once you know that is a share, is a stock market, is going to help you. Time is a business. Don't look at time as 2 hours. That is business. As me and you is talking, there are deals going through and it's going on in a good amount of money. Time is an investment, is a trade. Okay? Time is exchange rate. What I'm saying that you can use your time in Aba to do something that can give you United Kingdom exchange rate or US exchange rate. So you don't know that people are earning dollars in Aba. They are using their Aba time to get the exchange rate. The world is global. There is international is no longer the time of saying US. No. You can from where you are become anything that you have in your mind. Now I want to quickly say something as regard to in few minutes what that has to do with international. Now there's a challenges I must acknowledge. One of the biggest challenges we have in Nigeria, or maybe in Aba, in most of the Africa, is that there is no level playing ground. Okay? Now, I also want to say that over there's no level playing ground. But we pretend as though there is. However, if they don't give me 10%, they can give me 5%. So me being a Nigerian person, that 5%, I can use it. Does that make sense? There is no level playing ground abroad. But what happened is that we, from where we are coming from, because this system has made us, we are one kind agile. So even if you give us 1%, in fact, it's like you are giving us more than we know how to use. So the problem here is that there's no level playing ground. And because there's no level playing ground here, if you position yourself as someone who is disadvantaged, that will affect you. Remember, you are a seed. So when you notice that the government is not helping you, think outside the box. Everything, if you can only hear me this morning, that everything is here. Forget, it's not a bank here. There are some things I can't tell us because of time, but it's here. Any man that cannot win here, forget it. So you try to do something and you don't have the opportunity in Aba or in Africa. Don't waste your time crying. By the time you modify here, something will happen to you. Maybe I should give us an example. I wanted to travel abroad for my master's in 2014 and I didn't have money. My father died. I like everything is gone. Do you know what I did? So what I did was I left even my house in Enugu. Left everything. People say, are you leaving your property? I say, yes, leave it. Because your problem is that the one you have, you are trying to hold it. Leave that thing. Including my mom. I say, left some things, she can't leave it. Until you leave some old things, you can never journey far. I left all of that property in wherever I was staying. They say, you started this university. Why don't you finish it? I say, leave it. You know why? There is no speed if you're on the wrong lane. Forget about it. Why are we speeding when you're on the wrong lane? So what I did was I left, I went to Lagos. In 1 year, if I tell you what I went through, sir, how can somebody in Lagos, if you have stayed in Lagos, how can you be working, you don't eat? They look at me in the secretary, they say, I've noticed you don't eat, but you are making money. At a point, I had to sleep in the hospital because I have to save the money for that going back home, where I was sleeping on a couch on my aunt's place. I was sleeping on the couch throughout that year. But I made that in this 1 year, I'm going to raise that resources. I am saying, why the government cannot give me loan? I chose within myself to trade with my time. I have a dream. The dream is not government. It is my own dream. And I did all of that. Believe it or not, I didn't still get all the money, but I did all I could. A young man that don't know where he was going, the last salary I was paid, I used it to pay for flight, and I don't know where to get 50%. When you are determined, everything in life will break loose. It's here. It's here. Because Oyibo has told me when you arrive, you have to pay 50%. And I don't have 50%. And I've paid for the flight. What kind of man are you? But when you do that, things has a way of working out well. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say, that why there is no that opportunity. Like now, if I want to study in the UK by God's grace, I don't need anything. I'm a citizen by God's grace. Do you get it? But now I don't even need it. But then I don't have it. So what do you need to do as a person here? Trade all you have. Don't be distracted. Oh, this governor, this president. I understand there is no level playing ground. But don't be deceived. It is your life, not their own life. Work hard and see how you can do that. Now, if you don't know what you really want to achieve when you go abroad, it's going to be very, very problematic for you. I know what I'm saying. Just in case if you don't know. Many people are so frustrated that they've said that they are no longer Nigerians. It's not because of Nigeria. It's that abroad, nothing. Nigeria, nothing. So the Kukuma say, okay, I beg, forget Nigeria. Are you following me? Somebody like me, I can't say I'm no longer in Nigeria. There's always something to bring me here. Okay? Now, the world, like I've said, is now virtual, is global. You can, maybe I should say something here, if you don't mind, sir. Do you realize that if you open a YouTube channel right now, you don't need to do a content create, you don't need to create anything. What you need, that when pastor finish preaching, his own, for the fact the church will not claim, I don't know what they call it in this, just keep reposting. That's the thing. The thing is that many of us, unbelievers, are wiser. I don't understand some of these things. That you are there every time you shout, you get the clips, you put some music on it, do some things, be posting it. That's all you need to do. Your own is just to be doing it. You don't need money. What you need is, you don't even need too much data. Edit it and put it there. Tell people, subscribe to, before you know what is happening. Even if it is £100 or $100 you get a month, did you do anything for it? No. Opportunity is in your house right now. Okay. How do you get resources? How to get resources is not money. How to get resources is first thinking. Remember, I said, I understand that this place, there's no level playing ground. But to get the resources to help you, because if you can't be complaining that there's no level playing ground, you have to do something with your time. That's why I said that the time is exchange rate. Time is a trading forex. Time is business. So what you can do is to work on your thinking and listen. What you think is not enough. It's what you do with what you think. The end product of thinking is doing. Okay. If you can do, the reason why Pastor called this meeting, if you can do, I tell you by December, you will find out that it's not a miracle. God has embedded all the miracle inside us. All right. So, can I say something quickly as I try to round up? Okay. Sir, can I be honest? I believe Imo State University in ranking cannot be compared to the school I studied in the UK. But if I must be honest, I got more knowledge in IMSU than the UK. There are things I can't say here. But the truth of the matter is that if you are coming to masters, all we are going to teach you is academic writing, nothing else. What I can say that the system has done there is to make you, because internet is there, everything is there. The library is 24 hours. You can achieve is your own word, but to teach you, nobody is teaching you. So you see some students abroad frustrated. They say, what have I learned after this 1 year? What have I learned after this 1 year? It's because it's not always like that. If you don't know, I had to tell my own school, why am I using this type of microscope here? Let me tell you what they are doing there. They have a way of taking a nice picture. It's business strategy. However, it is beneficial. I said it's beneficial because of the possible opportunity it can give you. You know, I want you to know that don't be frustrated because of where you find yourself. Opportunity, it is our life, is who you are. So what you need to do is, abroad, they will give you some element of possibility of what you can run with, which you may not have here. So how do you get abroad now? If you want, how to get there is not to complain. Make use of what you have here. Whatever thing it can take you in a legitimate way, and travel and make use of what you are going to have there. Of course, time will fail me to continue, but thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.